You're listening to Blu Moves, your home for all things real estate, presented by Blu Realty.
Hey guys, this is John Darden with Blu Realty, and this is Blu Moves. Once again, not to be confused with Blue's Clues or a cow mooing. Blu Moves. All things real estate, buyers, sellers, residential, commercial, investment, multifamily, you name it, we'll chat about it. Today, we're going to do things a little different. We like to say around here that it's okay to be different, so we're going to continue that trend with our podcast. Early on in episode 2, we aren't discussing anything specific in the real estate process. Instead, we're going to chat about the journey of real estate, the realities of the process, the struggle, the grind, the hardship, the ups and downs, the roller coaster of emotion, but also the triumph that goes along with this business. Legitimately, in my opinion, I believe that this is the greatest career that anybody can embark on from an entrepreneurial standpoint, and that's kind of the big thing, entrepreneur world. That's sort of the ultimate goal for culture right now is to start your own business. Real estate is as good as it gets, in my opinion, but it is also probably the hardest. And people don't realize that, but we'll get into all that later. So today we're joined by the incredibly handsome, big-armed, little-waisted Nate Tauferner. We still have not figured out how to say his last name.
I tell you every day.
I know, but it's really confusing. Could you just, what is it?
Tauferner.
Like toffee.
Yeah.
But it's West Texas, so Tauferner. Tauferner sounds better. Yeah. Nate Tauferner. If you aren't following Nate on social media, you need to. He is killing the social media game, the Instagram game. What's your
Lubbock TX _homes.
Lubbock TX _homes. So for those of you following and watching us live on the Blu Realty right now, follow him. For those of you watching live on his Insta, go to the Blu Realty. That's the BLU Realty. And follow us back. And then you can see 2 live feeds of podcast episode number 2. How incredible.
That'd be wild.
Technology.
It's right here.
Oh my gosh. So much Nate.
It's like Kevin Gates.
So much.
2 phones.
2 phones. It's everywhere. So yeah, follow him. And Nate, got to start with the awkward question that nobody likes. Tell the world who Nate Tauferner is.
Man, young, came up to Lubbock, went to school at Texas Tech, met you, got into the real estate game.
Yeah.
Pretty short.
Yeah, that was really short.
There's a lot more stuff that goes into it than that. Originally from Salado, Texas. Came up here, majored in nutritional science, and then graduated, met you.
So we joke around here all the time that Nate is, he's almost sort of like the perfect specimen of a male, minus the vertically challenged aspect of it. But
pretty short.
You know, that's okay. But big arms, little waist. We say that all the time. Like Nate never skips arm day. Every day's arm day, right?
Yeah.
Every day's arm day.
It's the legs of the upper body.
It is the legs of the upper body. You're absolutely right. So Nate and I met at Zach's Club downtown where we work out all the time.
And you say?
I don't remember what I said. I don't know. Do you want to sell real estate? I think that's just about how that went. And Nate was a pretty easy sell. So, you're getting married soon.
Yeah.
And
July.
that's exciting. Marrying an Olympian.
Yeah, she's pretty great. It's a lot better than I am.
Well, Nate's definitely marrying out of his league. Shout out to you, Dakota. So let's talk about the real estate journey then.
Okay.
Past the personal life. However, the 2 intertwine without a doubt.
So much.
You've been on an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
Which is pretty common in real estate that nobody tells you about. Before I ask you some questions, just tell us from your perspective what this journey is like.
It's hard. It's hard, man. Speaking of roller coaster, it's like you got a mix between you're on the little kiddie one, or you can be on the Titan over at Six Flags. So it's either straight up and down, or some days is real slow, and you just have little bumps and just coasting along. There's a lot that goes into this career. You're dealing with people. You have to wear so many hats. You got to be their therapist sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be their accountant sometimes as well. But it's something I didn't expect coming into it.
What were your expectations coming into it? What did you expect?
Super fun. Let's go. You want a house? Cool. You want a house? Cool. All right.
Just making money, right?
Yeah.
You want a home, and you want a home, and you want a home.
Yeah, just like Oprah the real estate.
Right,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But if it was like that, be a lot more people in it.
And there's already a lot of people in it.
Yeah.
There are more realtors in Lubbock than there are homes for sale. But part of that is just having a really good market.
Oh, yeah.
But that won't always be the case. So you had the expectation of, this is going to be fun. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to make so much money so easily. And I'm just going to get to go show homes all the time. And it's just going to be great.
All of that's happening right now, except for the money part. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, when did you have the sudden realization that this is not going to be so easy?
Probably, I'd say after the first month. You kind of like, what's going on? Why isn't anything happening right now?
Right.
And you kind of look around and you see other people, other realtors, and they're, blowing up, doing awesome. And then you're sitting there just like, what's going on with me?
Right.
Like, why am I not doing that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So just to catch everybody up here, we're just having a conversation about the career and the journey of real estate. Because I feel like everyone at some point in time sits back and thinks, oh, I want to be a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
Realtor, not realtor, by the way. It's not realty, it's realtor. That's just a little pet peeve of mine. Everybody at some point, I feel like, wants to become a realtor or has thought about becoming a realtor.
Yeah.
And Nate is experiencing, year one of real estate, and the ups and downs and the emotional roller coaster. So we're just having a conversation about his journey thus far. So pretty quickly you realize this is not going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
The day-to-day side, what did you expect the day-to-day to look like, and what is the reality of day-to-day for you?
Day-to-day, probably my expectations were, there'd be all these people lining up. They all want to go see these homes. And it was just constant hitting. As far as what it really is, some days it is like that.
Mm-hmm.
Other days you're grinding along, you're answering questions, you're having to do paperwork as well if you're doing contracts. A lot of learning, educating yourself, making sure you know the market. So whenever that time does come, whenever you start hitting, you'll know what you're talking about, and you'll give value to your clients.
Right. So the expectation was people are just going to fall in your lap, and you're going to go show them houses.
It'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome. But it doesn't work that way. So what does a typical day look like for you in order to find people who want to buy or sell a home?
So typical day. Oh, you want me to start from the very beginning?
Sure.
Wake up?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Typical day, probably wake up about 5:15. Makes Dakota a little mad because she doesn't need to get up that early.
Right.
And we have a call that we get on, a little affirmation call in the morning, 5:30, which is awesome. Helps you start the day off on the right foot, real quick and strong.
So Nate's talking about we have a blue team call at 5:30 every morning that somebody leads it. Nate led it this morning. Just a quick word. It's accountability. Like, hey, we're gonna start the day early, so we're gonna get up at the same time. Sorry, Continue.
After that, go work out. Depending on if I need to get something done that morning, right after the call. We talked. I was real bad about starting to work right then and there. in the morning. Didn't have any time to myself. Now I'll go work out, prep for the day, come up to the office try to get up here as early as possible, but 7:45, 8, and then after that, I mean, I still do my mornings of power in the morning. With that, kind of reaching out to people, following up, making sure everybody's good, and I mean, actively searching to help people if they're looking for, residents or even doing multifamily properties, stuff like that, investors.
So I think, I don't mean to interrupt you, but the key word that Nate just said there is actively searching for someone to help. And I think that's a common misconception for people who want to get into real estate, is that much like you just thought it was going to happen. Whereas the reality is that if you want to stay in this business long term, you've got to actively seek out people. And we call it a morning of power here at Blue, where the morning is all about making contact with people and reaching out to people and seeing if they need anything from us. Not that we have anything to sell them, but if they have something that they need from us. And on a side note, and this is a key point and a key part of real estate. And if you've ever thought about getting into real estate, first you need to really listen to what Nate is saying. But second, the reality is that 87% of realtors quit in the first 2 years.
Yeah.
87% do not make it to year 3 in real estate. Because there are a variety of reasons for that, but one of the biggest things, I think, they have the wrong expectation and don't realize that it is a daily grind, a daily hustle, which
7
is
days.
7 days a week.
Days.
Absolutely. You can't get into it. You can. There are hobbyist realtors.
Yeah.
There are a lot of hobbyist realtors in the city and in the country, for that matter. There's nothing wrong with that. But for us, it's a career. And for Nate, it's a career. And I totally sidetracked you, but that just sparked that thought in my mind. Okay, back to it. So morning of power, the grind, actively searching for people. Carry on.
Setting appointments for the day. Try and set them for the rest of the week as well. This is on a Monday. I try and set appointments every day. That's taking people out to eat, just talking with them, following up, and going on showings. It's just so much of, you want to make sure your clients are happy and you're catering towards them. That's pretty much what it's about. You're in the service industry pretty much. You want to make sure they're happy and the process is as smooth as possible, and everything's taken care of so they don't have to worry. They don't have to stress. Which doesn't mean that you're stressing and worrying, but you're making sure that you're doing everything you can as a professional to get it done in the easiest way possible. So
switching gears here a little bit, we used to have up here what we called Grumpy Nate. And this was, I think, when Nate was going through sort of the realization that this is not going to be as easy as he thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody who tries to make a career out of this goes through that stage where they realize, oh crap, this ain't easy. I thought this was easy. Like, HGTV makes this look really easy, but it's not. So we would have Grumpy Nate, and I got to be honest, I would avoid Grumpy Nate. I didn't want to see Grumpy Nate. When Nate came up the stairs, it was like, oh, great, here comes Nate.
Stomping up the
stairs with his bad mood, walking in my office, griping about something. And, and we used to make fun of him. Part of that was like, okay, we're going to hopefully make fun of him so much that he'll stop being that.
Doesn't help.
Didn't help, yeah. I don't know. It usually makes it worse, but that's just kind of how I deal with grumpiness. What happened? I think we know what got you to Grumpy Nate.
Yeah.
There are probably a variety of things. You had a lot of things going on. But what took you from Grumpy Nate to whatever Nate this is in front of me? Happy Nate. Joyful Nate.
It was a mindset shift. It was going to, kind of like how we were saying, you have, you look around one day and it's like, oh, all these people are succeeding. What am I doing? I'm doing the same stuff that they're kind of doing, but it's not panning out the same way. What happened was I had a mindset shift. I had sat down one day and I was like, well, maybe that won't happen, but I can do my absolute best and play to my strengths, because I love it when during the process the client is smiling the whole time, and then at the end they're smiling, and then afterwards when they're all moved in, they shoot me a text or give me a call and check up on me.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's that one-on-one relationship building. Some people are out there to kind of chase transactions, which if that works for you, and by all means, cool, go for it. But I just had that mind shift where it was like, I can't just go around and chase transactions. I have to chase relationships, make sure the clients are happy.
Right. So the shift of, and I like that. I mean, you hear the term ambulance chaser, obviously in the law world, but transaction chaser in the real estate world. And you can make a lot of money pretty quick in real estate by not caring and just chasing the deal, like you mentioned. But so if I'm hearing this right, one of the things you're saying is that you had the shift from I got to sell a house, got to sell a house to I need to take care of my people.
Yeah.
And I need to care for my clients.
Yeah.
Which is who you are deep down anyway. For those of you that don't know Nate, he's probably one of the most caring people you will ever meet.
Real sensitive.
He's a super sensitive guy. Me too, though. And he started playing to his strengths, which were caring for people. And all of a sudden, you put a house under contract, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one.
It was like a snowball effect.
And it started happening. It started working. And you're far from arrived yet, for sure. But, grumpy Nate disappeared. And happy Nate started coming back. And I didn't avoid him in the office anymore. And, it's been cool to see your journey and the transformation of your mindset too. What word would you give people who are struggling in real estate? Because we've got our viewership already has extended beyond just Lubbock, Texas, and we've got agents and realtors from other cities and states really watching what we're doing. What word would you give the struggling realtor right now?
I would say what we have actually in our mantra: personal excellence. Well, personally excellent.
Personal excellence.
Yeah.
Nobody knows it.
I think that would be a good way to kind of wrap it all around. You do you. I mean, you play to your strengths, because that's ultimately what your clients are wanting from you. I mean, that's how you connect with people. That's how you get on the same level. You can fake it, and it may work for a while, but ultimately your clients are going to be dealing with you the whole time. So make sure that you have excellence in yourself throughout the whole process.
Boom. Boom. We call it the Blue Way: high performance, personal excellence, hella fun, and no excuses. And would you say maybe you were trying to be something that you weren't for a while?
Yeah, at first, yeah. I mean, you try to emulate people that it's like success is hitting, seems like it. Mm-hmm. It may not for them. They may have, other stuff going on as well.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. What about the people of Lubbock? What about the person here in Lubbock who is thinking about getting their real estate license?
Come over here. Come over here.
I didn't pay him to say that. Obviously, we're biased. What word would you give besides come to Blue, if you're willing to work your tail off? What word would you give the person who is interested in a career in real estate?
You have a plan. You have a plan for it. Doing a lot of research before as well. I don't think there's one word that can kind of summarize all of it. I mean, if you're gonna do it, don't have an excuse. Mm-hmm. Don't have that plan B. I mean, that's one of the first things that you told me. It was, if you have a plan B, you're gonna fail.
Yeah, take it.
And it's a hard truth.
Mm-hmm.
Hard truth. But I mean, 87% was 87%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, percent of realtors fail in the first 2 years. And you can't have a plan B. If you have a plan B, you're going to opt into that.
This career is too hard. It's too hard to not take the plan B.
Yeah.
But and I think one of the things that's impressive about watching Nate persevere through, the valleys, and this isn't just on Nate. Like every realtor that ever becomes successful experiences this. But good grief, I just sidetracked myself. What was I fixing to say? It's impressive to watch Nate and the transformation that he's made, and see that he didn't really have a backup plan, so it was all or nothing in this.
Yeah.
And you can see the journey of Nate scratching and clawing his way to the top. But one of his strengths is his social media game. Like for those of you watching live on his Instagram right now, as I hit myself with my glasses. Oh, I'm going to have contacts again one of these days, folks, and that won't happen again. But like Nate kills the social media game, and that's a strength of his, and so he plays to it. I literally will sit back and see what Nate posts, and I'm like, okay, crud, what app did you use? Because I need to learn how to do that. So he plays to that strength. And, his strength might not be calling through for sale by owners and expireds. That's okay. Like here at Blu, we say have 5 lead generating sources and work them hard. One of Nate's big ones is social media, and so he works his tail off on it, and it's working for him.
Well, and I'll say with that, I'm definitely cold calling not one of my strengths.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I feel, and this is just me personally, it's like I'm just stepping up right in front of their face saying, hey, do you need anything from me?
Right.
Can I sell your home? Do
Yeah.
you need a home? With social media, I mean, I definitely invite anyone that has a question just to shoot me a message.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to try and tell you something.
Right.
If you want to talk about something, fine. If you want to know something about the market, cool. Shoot me a message. And I just try to fulfill that as much as I can.
Right.
I want to add that value.
Absolutely. Okay. We're running out of time. So these 2 questions.
Okay.
First and foremost, what is the worst thing about real estate?
Oh, man.
As a career. The worst thing about real estate is a career.
As a career, the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen in the months to come. The next day, deal falls through, comes back, maybe. I mean, you don't know.
Mm-hmm. You don't have a lot of control.
No.
Yeah, I agree with that. The best thing about real estate.
You have control on yourself.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yes.
A+.
A+, man. Fantastic. No, I love that. You don't have control of anything but you.
Mm-hmm.
And so you control your mindset. You control your attitude. You control how you react to situations. You control how you can help guide your clients. But ultimately, you don't have any control over how a home is inspected, or what the appraisal is, or just any number of aspects of it.
It's control chaos, man.
Controlled chaos, baby.
Control chaos.
Stinks that we're out of time already, because we could continue on this for a long time, and we may pick up conversation part 2 with Nate later, but he's got to go show a house here anyway. So, Nate, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. For those of you watching on the Blu Realty Instagram or our Facebook or YouTube later, go follow this guy. What is it? What's your Instagram?
LubbockTX_homes.
LubbockTX_homes. For those of you on Nate's Instagram, go follow us at the Blu Realty, BLU Realty. Nate, thanks, brother. Appreciate
thanks,
you, man.
man.
This was good stuff. The realness is awesome, and I don't know, you might not be able to hear it in his voice or see it, but like the emotion that comes out of Nate.
There's a lot behind these eyes.
Absolutely, there is. There's more to Nate than just massively strong biceps and a solid core.
There's good calves.
He's got good calves, and he never does leg day. So anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for letting us get real with you here for a little bit, and we appreciate you, and we'll see you again soon. Say bye, Nate.
Bye, Nate.